Top shelf, 33rd book from the left, page 113. Antipasti, fabulous recipes and small plates by Joyce Goldstein.
Insalata di frutti di mare, arance e finocchio, aperta parentesi tonda.
Shellfish salad with oranges and fennel.
Today's recipe comes from Antipasti, a book I know nothing about, don't remember getting it. Flipping through it, I think I've kept it because the pictures are awesome and they're small plates, so it's fun to kind of flip through and get ideas. This particular one, it's a seafood salad with fennel and citrus. Looks really good. It's a little expensive and it was harder to come by than I expected it to be, but I have everything, so let's get cracking. The first thing it wants me to do is make the vinaigrette. So we'll start with some olive oil, add some citrus, whisk it all up, season it a bit, and that will do. So I'm not going to squeeze my own orange juice, but I did get this fresh orange juice earlier today. Half a cup. And the lemon I will squeeze. Looks like one lemon will be just perfect. To get a quarter cup. All right. So that goes in. Whisk those up. Going to add some red pepper flakes and some salt and pepper. So there's our vinaigrette. No vinegar in this vinaigrette, just citrus and oil all mixed up. And we'll set that aside for a bit. So it says to take our oranges, slice a little bit off the top and bottom so we have flat bases and we can see the fruit. And then with our knife, cut the peel off. And that leaves us an orange where we can easily see the segments. And we can take the knife, just make little V's to cut that out. And then it says to just give it a squeeze because we're going to want that orange juice too. All right, there's one. Let's do two more. So with the oranges done, it's time to move on to the fennel. And we've got 3 bulbs of fennel. We want to trim it up. We're going to use the frilly bits later on as a garnish. I will take the cores out and slice it up super thin. There we go, just pops right out. I like fennel, but I don't use it all that often. One of the reasons I'm doing this project is to get me to do things that I might not otherwise use very much. So now we just slice it real thin. And then put in half of the vinaigrette. So I'll give it another good stir. And put in, almost just dumped it all in there, only half. Give it a good stir. And we'll just let this sit while we make the rest of the salad. Now we come to the seafood part of the recipe. And this was the part that was the most expensive, as you can imagine, and the hardest to find. We needed 3 types of seafood. One is sea scallops, and got just about a pound's worth. Next was some shrimp, and we want them to be deveined and peeled. These still have the tail on, so I'm going to take those tails off so that we don't have to worry about those while we're eating. And then the hardest thing of all to find, squid, and in this case, squid, cuttlefish, and octopus. It called for 18 small squid. I couldn't find squid in town. I found this seafood mix at an Asian store, and it's got the little squid rings, it's got some tentacles, it's got cuttlefish, which is like a squid, and a little baby octopus. It's all good, I think, in this recipe. We're going to poach all of that seafood in a dry white wine. I just got an inexpensive one at the grocery store. We bring it up to a simmer, and then we're going to poach the seafood individually. First the shrimp, and this goes pretty quick, just about 4 minutes until they're pink. And then those will get taken out and put in a bowl, and we'll move on to the scallops. Those only need to poach for about 2 minutes. They cook pretty quick. They'll get all translucent. You'll see that they're cooked through. Those will come out and join the shrimp in the bowl. And then lastly, the squid, and those super fast, only about a minute. We want those to be nice and tender, and so poach those for a minute, take those out, and put them in the bowl as well. Super fast. I took the warm seafood and added about half of that vinaigrette, and it's marinating off to the side. But now it's time to assemble our salad. So we'll start off with the fennel. It's been marinating this whole time, so it's nice and tender, and it's taken off some of that sharp flavors. Put a layer of that into the bowl and arrange it nicely. And then we take the orange slices, fish some of those out. We're going to save that juice for a little bit later, but we'll take some of the orange segments out and put those in on top of the fennel. And now it's the seafood's turn. So take some of that out, make sure there's some of everything. Start off with the scallops, and then we'll add some shrimps and just set those on there nicely. And then some big spoonfuls of the octopus and squid mix. And then we take that vinaigrette, the orange juice that's been sitting in there, we'll add that back to the vinaigrette. And just to taste, all or a little, it's up to you. Stir all that up and just pour some of that right over the top. Just a little bit. And then we'll top things off with some of those little frilly bits from the top of the fennel. Just sprinkle that right on there. And there we have it. All right, let's give this a try. Get that sweetness from the orange, the bright acidity from both citrus, the lemon and the orange. That the fennel, the vinaigrette has really cut back on the sharpness of like the licorice flavor, but it's still like undertones in there. The seafood has a bit of that wine flavor since it was poached in that. Not strong, not like flavor of alcohol, just a little bit of that dry sweetness from the white wine. This is really good. I'm going to take the bowl and head out and finish it up off camera. It's so good. Thanks for the recipe, Sari. This was fantastic, if not expensive and hard to get all the ingredients for, but still fantastic.